Hey guys, I'm Patrick McLaughlin from a band called Midnight Matinee. We have two websites, midnightmatineemusic.com and myspace.com/midnightmatineemusic. I'm about to do a cover of Remember the Time by Michael Jackson. Do you remember when we fell in love? We were young and innocent then. Do you remember how it all began? It just seemed like heaven, so I did it. And do you remember back in the fall, we'd be together all day long? Do you remember us holding hands in each other's eyes? We'd stare. Do you remember the time when we fell in love? You remember the time when we first met? Do you remember the time when we fell in love? You remember the time? Do you remember how we used to talk? You know we'd stay up on the phone from night till dawn. Do you remember all the things we said, like I love you so I'll never let you go? Do you remember back in the spring, every morning birds would sing? Do you remember those special times? They'll just go on and on in the back of my mind. Remember the time when we fell in love? You remember the time when we first met? Do you remember the time when we fell in love? You remember the time? Those sweet memories will always be dear to me. And no matter what they say, I will never forget what we had. No, baby, remember the time when we fell in love? You remember the time when we first met, girl? Remember the time, oh love, when we fell in love? You remember the time? Oh, in my mind, oh, you remember the time when we fell in love? You remember the time?